In my journey, and for many people's journey that I've seen in this mind body space, I would say, most of the people that I know of that recovered their missing piece, and my missing piece was the allowing part. And right, and for me, it was interesting because I did feel a little bit of relief doing the allowing, but it didn't mean the work was done. Didn't mean I was going to get any sort of like break. For me, it was just getting started. It's like finally, this guy is in tune. He gets it. It's clicking. I hope he stays on this path because I hope he understands that it's going to consistent. It's going to consistently be a shit show, but that's the path. So I hope he keeps going where he's going. So before, I was doing a lot of resistance, redirecting, avoiding distraction, and I was doing mainly the basic brain retraining, which was like a stepping stone into this mind body space. But man, when I look back now, that's not even that's not even it, right? That's but it's good that I got into it and started, and I did see shifts. I did see improvements. But most of the time, what I was doing was I was just moving loads around, right? It's like you have all these full boxes in a hoarding house, and then you start with the brain retraining. When I started with DNRS, and it was like, all right, you need to use the washroom. This is a bit of a fire hazard. There's a dead rat underneath the stairs, dead cats. It smells like piss. You got cockroaches, mold. It's a fire hazard. But how you gonna poop, buddy? You need to create a pathway from the washroom to the bedroom, right? We got to move these boxes. So let's move them all into that room. Fill the boxes up to the ceiling, and then let's fill up all the rooms, right? As long as you got a space to walk, maybe a little space for you to dance, and have a little couch where you can sit and watch TV. We'll put the TV on the boxes. You can kind of see. Well, what about the piss and the mold? Well, we'll worry about that after. Let's first worry about getting some space so you can walk and poop. But the toilet's full of garbage and poop and flies, and I don't think it works. Well, you know what? You can just shit in the corner over there. That's good enough, right? For now, just for now. Fuck, right? We just move these boxes around everywhere, and after you shit in that corner, we'll move the boxes in front of that corner, and you got a new spot to shit. What do you think? That's what it felt like. Yes, there was things changing. I was getting right when you move the boxes, the loads. That symptom goes away. It's like, okay, yeah, you're able to turn symptoms off. Usually they come back, but usually you're able to turn symptoms off. So that must be a win. That must be yes, we're doing it right. But it wasn't working for me because eventually the more I started moving boxes in the house, the alarm system started to go off. Right? I started to have fires in the upstairs. I started to have flooding upstairs that was dripping downstairs. Right? I was having mental alarms. I had the OCD looping thoughts. I'm having brain farts. See, I can't barely talk. I swear this retrograde shit has been kicking my ass the past week. And it just started, right? It just started. So bear with me while I stumble all over the place. Can't find my words. So the more I started turning off alarms, I wouldn't say I was healing, but it felt like it, right? I would say 60% of my physical symptoms started to move and go away. Gastritis would go away. I would get relief here and there, but my mental alarm started to skyrocket, which makes sense, right? Because you're still running that survival state program, right? It's coming down a little bit. It was coming down a little bit because I was sending a message of safety. But the thing is, like this was coming down a bit, but my allostatic loads weren't, it was still full. It wasn't changing much because I wasn't really releasing anything. You see what I mean? And when this thing's full, that keeps you in a survival state. They're hand in hand. When that's full, this stays here. So I was doing all this work for 8 months, and it's budged a little bit. Symptoms moved around, some of them turned off. Amazing. Okay. And I'm happy I went through that, because that's when I got stuck. Nothing was improving. Things was actually getting worse and worse and worse and worse, with no sense, right? No path, no why, what's going on? Why is this? Because the more I was resisting, because what you resist persists, the more the alarm started getting louder and louder and louder. The more I was filling up my allostatic loads, more, right? More drops. And this was brain retraining. Supposedly, this was supposed to be helping me, but it was actually filling this guy up even more because of all the resistance. And the more you resist persists, the more you have an inner battle in your system. So that brings up the survival state even more. So, right, we're doing the work to bring it down, and it goes back up, and bring it down. We're fighting. We're fighting ourselves to heal. And that doesn't work. So I got stuck. I had the OCD, looping thoughts, PTSD, phobias. All of a sudden, I was scared of random things that don't make sense. Looking at a steering wheel, I was having triggers. Also, the pillows of the bed, for some reason, I would freak out. Little sounds, tick-tock of the clock, right? Right? Anything. I thought I was going crazy. I think I did go crazy. There's a point where you think you're going crazy, right? And there's no pause button. You can't stop this, right? You think you're going crazy second by second, right? Right? 5 seconds into it, you're still going crazy, right? 3 hours later, nothing's changed. You're still going crazy. There's no pause button. There's no, right? I wish there was at least a, all right. Okay, let's step back a second. Breathe. Okay, we got this issue. We're going to press play again. You're going to go crazy again. But for now, let's think about it. Like, I wonder why I'm going crazy. I don't know. It's pretty intense. I know when I press play, I'm going to go crazy again. Well, I'll just hang out here for an hour and then press play. I'll go back to being crazy. But for now, I can just, I don't know what the hell's going on. Fuck, this sucks. Well, at least I can catch up on some sleep, right? You won't have that opportunity to press pause, right? So you're sitting there in survival, OCD, looping thoughts, catastrophizing thoughts, thinking that this is going to burst. You're going to go to the hospital. Not only the what if thoughts, but that sensations in the body feel like something is breaking down. So I tried almost every video, paint the picture of how challenging this journey is, and that it's normal. Because, when you go through it, and, you go up the mountain in flip-flops, you're dealing with all this resistance, which is normal. It's supposed to happen this way. You're going to get a lot of doubt, and you're going to, I hope people don't give up. Because as long as you stay on this path, you'll get to the other side. But the problem is when you don't know, and you got all this resistance getting hit, right, thrown at you, it makes you think that you forgot something, and then you got to go heal the motherfucker gene, or heal the gut, or detox, or stop what you're doing and go jump ship. And some people need to do that, right? So that they find out, okay, this is okay, it makes sense now. And I gave up, and then I had to go cross some more T's and dot some more T's, and right? Sometimes people need to do that so that it's very clear. Shit. Okay, yeah, okay. There's a big delay. I'm starting over. Usually if you go off the path a little bit, maybe a couple of weeks, you're not starting over, right? You've made enough groundwork where you can keep going. But if you go off the path for too long, and you start researching, investigating, resisting again, right? Survival state goes up again, drops start to fill this up again, then you're starting over, right? Then you're back to doing square one, right? Back to full allostatic loads, survival states at 1,000, right? Then, okay. But for me, it's kind of like, well, I needed to do the contrast of all the wrong things. Sure, I'm starting all over, but I know this time, this is the right path, right? This time's different. That's what I meant to say. And for me, the allowing, and for the thing is, I did it really average Joe, right? Really, I did not know any of the anything that most of the stuff that Sam talks about. I got the gist of it. Like, yeah. You gotta feel feelings, allostatic loads. Okay, yeah, I get it, right? But I didn't know anything past that, and I didn't need to know anything past that, and neither do you, really, right? All I did, I was like a dummy doing this. Not that I was a dummy. It was just very simple, and sometimes it can be, it can make you question it because it's like, that's all I'm doing. I'm just, okay, what's that? I don't know. Let's allow it. Okay, whatever. Right? You're doing a lot of, what is that? Oh, let's allow it. Right? It doesn't matter. I didn't micromanage the symptoms, thoughts, feelings, emotions, shadow, right? Whatever you got. I didn't analyze things or figure out what's the message here. Where is this? What does it mean if maybe I should look for this certain emotion? What if I, right? What if I carry the two and am I looking for this unicorn of an emotion that I can't find? Because then we go right back to how we got here with trying to research and figure out and fix symptoms again and research the symptoms and then getting confused and overwhelmed because there's so many things to do, right? And then the system starts to skyrocket again. And then we have the doubt, and the doubt loves it when things are, when you're not too sure, when you're analyzing shit. Doubt likes to creep in right there. It likes to go, hey, buddy, no, I think you're right. I think you should investigate the mitochondria. I don't know about that motherfucker gene. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're extra fucked up. I don't know. I only know 3 people that healed from the motherfucker. 3! Helmut. Right? So, for me, I just pictured this thing is this big bin, almost like, here, bring it to me, Lemby. Throw it here. Bring it here. Because this is where I felt all my shit. Right? I didn't know that you're supposed to embody it. I didn't know you're supposed to, right, let the brain send you what to work on a plate. This shit I only found out after. Right? And I was like, after I recovered, I'm like, oh, this is interesting. This happened in this while I was doing this, right? While I was going through it and after, did everything did I get answers? And I kind of, right? And then meeting Sam, we were like, oh my God, yeah, you too. Yeah, oh my God, yeah, right? So work with it with the brain send you. The only way I knew that is because I found out. So what we try to do is we try to give you guys the tips that we went through with our journey, which is fucking massive, right? The experience of going through it and overcoming, which is huge. 75 symptoms plus her symptoms, right? Which covers a shitload of fucking symptoms. I hit the angle of average Joe and intuitively, and she can give you all the science about it, which just makes so much sense. It crosses more, it's so much more synchronicities, right? When you talk about Carl Jung, he knew this shit already. This is already, right? The Buddhism, fucking people have been talking about this for, I don't know, thousands, maybe 1,000 years. Like, this has been around for a long time. And Carl Jung talks about, I didn't know about this shit. I heard about the guy. I heard a lot of people talking about, yeah, he's knows a lot of shit. And I'm like, okay. But did I know anything? No. But now that I'm reading about this guy, you know what it does? It's just like, yes, I knew that. Interesting. Oh shit, that's crazy. Look at the synchronicities. whoa, right? And I was getting these downloads while I was doing my visuals, telling me, yes, you're on the right track. The reason is, right, because I like to analyze things along the way. I didn't know the science of it. I just intuitively was learning what it meant. Right? When you ask the questions, you're having a meeting with yourself, you ask yourself questions, and you start putting the puzzle together yourself. And that's the goal for you guys, for everybody. We want you to become your own mindful gardener. This is where you got to find out for yourself. That's the main thing. Here are some of the steps, right? The allowing, okay. Now go do it. Go do it and fuck it up. And keep fucking it up and keep doing it and stick to it. And then you're going to start putting the puzzles together and then things are going to make sense. That's how I had to learn. That's the only way. Right? You got the training wheels, you got the support of the group, community, I should say. But this is self-directed. The only way to get to the other side is for you to take the bull by the horns. Take what you've kind of learned. You don't have to learn it all. Take what you kind of, the gist of it and just start. Go do it. Just go do it. Because that's where you really learn. And it could be a little bit overwhelming to think, oh, fuck, I don't want to find out. I've been sick and tired of doing all this research, opening cans of worms, and now I want to stop. Now I'm done. I know this is the way. I know the mind body think this is the way. This is the root issue. This is the key. This is the answer to everything. And now you're telling me I got to find out? Yeah, no. What I'm saying is, no matter what, you got to find out anyway, right? I'm not saying you're going to be dragged out to this long ass process of having no clue, right? You have some guidance, but you still have to walk the walk, right? There's the theory gist, and then there's it's the apprenticeship, right? So you got to go ahead, try your best, make the mistakes, feel worse, do all the wrong things so that it gives you light about the right things, right? Or the things that make sense. And then you get the downloads that go, yeah, you're on the right track. Oh, that question that you had, look over here, look over there. Does that make sense now? Now put the puzzle together. What do you see? Whoa, no way. That's crazy. That's genius. Oh man, that resonates so much. Right? And then you start talking to other people. I noticed that same thing. Oh my God, yeah, that's when Jens intended, right? So I'm kind of going through that again with watching the science parts with Carl Jung and what Sam talks about. I'm like, that's exactly that's what I, right? And I'm saying this because I want people to, I don't want people to be overwhelmed and think, shit, I got to learn everything. I got to learn all the science. I got to learn, or else I won't do it right. Am I doing this right? Am I, the perfectionist thinking you're never going to get there? No. Right? I didn't know it. I knew the gist. And along the way, I kind of created what I thought made sense, and I made it up. I kind of I think this works because of this. I think this blah, 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 blah. And I was pretty close. Did I know the science words to it? No. Did I know the exact mathematics to it? No. But the gist, it doesn't matter. Close enough. And because of it, I stayed on the path and recovered. And by the way, I fucked it up like crazy. All the time. But the thing is, that's how you, right? If you want to learn how to skate, you got to fuck it up really hard, and then you become really good at skating eventually. You got to fall on your face 18,000 times, right? Your skates are dull, which is even better. So then when you sharpen your skates, well, I don't know. Maybe those are a learning curve after that too. But you got to go through it and find out. That's the thing. It's one of those things like, well, you got to do this and do that. Okay, get on there and here you go, right? And then you got to try it out, screw it up, right? Screw it up. And that's the teacher. You have to do it. Make the mistakes. Feel worse all along the whole journey. I had a spike or a setback that lasted me 8 months straight. 8 months straight. Imagine all the doubt that came with that. Imagine all the lonely people. Hold on a second. Let's see. Um, my phone keeps vibrating. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, as I was saying, so don't overcomplicate it. You will have to find out. That's just the way it goes, and that's okay. And I did feel some people, they're on the fence about, am I supposed to feel a little bit better? Because I do. And some people are like, am I supposed to feel a lot better? Because I don't. I feel a lot worse. Well, let me think. Let me think how, for me, in the beginning, it was a shit show because I was resisting. Then I started doing the allowing. Then I got a little bit of relief, right? My alarms went from a 10 to maybe a 7.5. I could feel every time I pulled the alarms towards me, I'd say, send me the fear. Send me what you got. We're going to allow this shit. What do you got? Right? I would picture it passing through my chest and my throat. And I could feel the energy, right? It'd be like, right? It'd go from a 10 to a 7. I would feel that. But then eventually, right? It's like, well, you start to allow, the system's like, oh, fuck. Okay. So then all of a sudden you have a lineup that goes around the block, down the street, and you have all these things that want to be allowed, right? I'm next. Can I be allowed? I'm next. Can you hurry up? Right? Then you're overwhelmed with all this stuff that you got to finally, which is amazing. But people, when they see that, they think something's broken, something's wrong. Why do I feel worse? This is the exact opposite of what's supposed to happen, which is not true. When you start to allow, the gates start to open slowly, and we want to have it drip by drip by drip, because we don't want the whole thing, right? We don't want this whole thing going because that's overwhelming. That's pouring gasoline on the fire, and that could set you back a lot farther, right? Where you're doing more harm than anything. So you start becoming an allower, and then you got this drip that's happening. It's like, right? And you're allowing. Allow and engage. Allow, dissolve, allow, right? And every time a drip happens, you're opening that door to the old programming, right? And what's the old programming, right? You don't like it. It's the catastrophizing, the symptoms, the old symptoms, the new symptoms, right? It's that old, right? You open it. Right? Of course. If you open it up, you're not going to like it. But the only way through is to open it up and allow what the brain sends you or the mind sends you, drip by drip, and you allow it. So you're literally having little set fires every day. Does it feel good? No. Right? And then you have your setbacks with bigger fires, right? So your journey is going to feel like it's ongoing. Yeah, things are going to get worse. And then things are going to be not worse, but just shitty. And then you're making exorcisms jealous. That's the normal, right? If we can get to, that's the sweet spot for me, making exorcisms jealous with what the brain send me on the platter every day. Okay, that's normal. Some people are like, holy fuck, that's pretty, yeah, but you kind of get used to it. So exorcisms jealous, yeah, it's hell, but it's a working hell that we get progress, right? Anything past that, then you got to pull back a bit. And you know what? If for you making exorcisms jealous is a little too much, that's okay. Pull back a bit, right? And there's also a reminder, what the brain sends you, you still have a choice. You don't have to allow everything fully, right? There are some alarms on here or some things on here that might be a little bit too much, right? I had 5 or 6 that were heavy duty, massive alarms, right? You get the big alarms and you get the middle size alarms and you get the small alarms. Usually you get the big alarms and the medium size alarms. That's usually what I had. I didn't really have too many of the small ones. I wish. So some of the big ones, they took me the full 3 years until they shifted. So every day I might have allowed only 30 seconds, just too much, right? I didn't even look at it. I'm like, okay, I'm allowing this, allowing what's up. I'm not gonna look at it or get curious with it or and open it up and no, that's too much. So you take a little sip, right? And even if you don't want to take a little sip, you put it to the side a little bit, right? You can just, I see you, okay, all right. But you know what? I'm gonna work with the low hanging fruit first. So I'm gonna work with all these other things, right? And those other things can be anything, right? That's your target. If you feel scared, if it's something that makes you uncomfortable, if it's an old symptom, a new symptom, and I know everybody's got lots of those. So start there. Start there, starts with the low hanging fruit, and there's an endless supply of it. Keep doing it. That will bring the alarm system, right? The survival state down, and then you'll build some leverage, right? You'll start to empty the allostatic loads, and then maybe in a year and a half from now, maybe your second year. Yeah, fuck it. Wait 2 years. You're still doing the work. You're doing all the pillars, right? You're still allowing. You're still making massive changes. And maybe in 2 years, 2.5 years, you can start hitting up those bigger alarms. And by then, they won't be as big either. Because that's the beautiful thing, right? When you do the work, it affects everything across the board equally. So you work on something here, the whole system goes. Work on something here, the whole system. Work something here. Work right? So that's actually beautiful. And I also noticed that with food, right? You might have, let's say, you're training on a food. You only have 3 foods in. You're training on a food, and let's say you get that one food in. All of a sudden, you went from having 4 foods to 10. Because when you were training on those 4 foods, right, every time you started training on it, it brought the whole system down, which affects a bunch of foods, right? And then you got 10 in, right? And then you got 20 in, and then you got 50 in, right? Beautiful. So anyway, I guess the gist of this video is, don't make it too complicated. And the only way to really do it is you get the pillars, you kind of learn the gist of it, but you know what? All the learning that you're going to do is by finding out. I think that's what I'll call it. You're going to need to find out, right? And if you get off the path a little bit, this is why you have your calendar. You have a meeting with yourself, and you always get back on the path. That's going to happen. Ongoing. That's normal. You're going to stray, fuck up, freak out, right? Ruminate, get sucked into old behavior patterns, have a bit of a delay because you had a setback. The doubt was a little strong this week. You had a new symptom. What the hell was that? So you had to build leverage slowly, right? And bring that indifference into it. Okay, that takes time to do that. You had an old symptom return. Did I cover that yet? You had an old symptom return. So that gives you the doubt. So what do you got to do? Now we got to allow the doubt. See, there's all these things that pop up that we got, okay, now we got to allow the doubt to be there. We're not going to try to get rid of the doubt. We're not going to try to crush the doubt, because what you try to crush creates resistance. What you resist persists. It creates more doubt, more of a problem, more inner battle of the system, more alarms, more of a survival state, more allostatic loads. So, right, when the doubt comes in, you allow it. Let it do its thing. Even agree with it. And then you engage. So you got all these little battles coming up. Here's a battle, and then there's a battle of the battle, right? And then the battle of the battle of the battle, right? So then we allow this, we allow that, and we allow this. And we're constantly being a cork in the water going, okay, yeah, okay, while you're doing the work, the behind the scenes work, while you're sticking with your schedule, right? While you're going for your light walk, while you're allowing, right? Engaging in your routine. Instead of being stuck at home on the couch at, let's say, 2 o'clock, and then you're like, oh shit, what am I doing? Oh shit, I'm ruminating. Shit, I was researching. Okay, what am I supposed to be doing? Oh, I'm supposed to be going on my walk, right? This is why we have the schedule. You got to get on your walk, right? Instead of being hijacked by your thoughts and getting sucked in, and then you start analyzing, researching, survival state goes down, and you don't go outside anymore because it's new symptom, and you're worried, oh, my calves are sore. Maybe if I go out, that's going to make it worse. Oh, I'm starting to twitch here. Why is there twitching? Do I have ALS, MS? Oh, fuck, maybe I got, oh, shit, I got derealization. Does that mean I got some sort of, oh, Google says, right? And then you're back on the old hamster wheel, right? We want to get off that gerbil wheel. We don't want to be on it because you're going to get stuck. And that's how we got here. So you got to be aware of the old behavior patterns, right? Take away the resistance, allow and engage, do the work, be patient. It's going to suck. Things get worse, right? I thought I was going crazy. I probably did go crazy. That's okay. It's not dangerous, right? It feels dangerous, but it's not, right? It's like, okay, I like to talk about this example. Imagine yourself, you got the headaches, you got the derealization, depersonalization. It feels like you're floating. You got the dizziness, then you got a random stabbing pain in your gut that really triggers you, and then you got the OCD looping thoughts that are constantly relentless, right? And you can't breathe. You get tightness in the chest. Put all those things together, right? Put all those things together. It's going to be really hard for you to believe, plus the doubt. Sprinkle a lot of the doubt on there, right? It's really hard to believe that you're going to get past this and one day it's all going to be gone, right? Impossible. I know, but it will. It's just you're in the thick of it now, and you're not supposed to ever imagine what it could be like without this stuff. You're not supposed to. So it makes sense. Eventually, you're going to be the opposite, where you're not going to be able to remember what it was like before, right? You're not going to be, what was it like when I had all these alarms? And you're going to have to really sit like I do. I have to do that. I have to sit, really think, go back in time and go, okay, I remember I was sitting, blah, blah, blah. Okay, sensation. Oh, yeah, when I had that, I've had this. And I remember it got complicated because I couldn't do this. I couldn't do anything because if I did this, it would complicate this symptom. But then I use this coping mechanism so that I get relief from there. But when I do that, this opens up another problem. It's so this tangled web that I created, and it was just, I couldn't do anything. Right. So, okay, now I remember. So you have to kind of refresh, give it some time, and it comes back, right? And you're like, oh man, that was crazy. Look at me now. Oh shit, I got freedom. Fucking freedom, nothing. The only thing I'm working now, the last piece to my puzzle, I'm sure there's more shadow work I got to do. And I know there is more because I'm still working on weight loss. But I don't want to use any coping mechanisms like I have in the past or any diets or special type of, right? Within reason, I'm not eating 18 chocolate bars a day or nothing like that. I want to be able to eat just normal and figure out, why do I feel like I'm going through something's, I'm being possessed around 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock to go to the fridge and to make 2 sandwiches, right? So I got to start to allow the discomfort of me not eating those fucking sandwiches, right? And it's a fucking challenge. And the thing is, this is actually harder. I think it is. This is actually harder than what I went through this journey, because you know what? The fear of this journey kicked my ass to it set me straight. So you have so much fear, so you're like, you're committed. That's it. Okay, we're doing it. Fucking discipline. But when the fear is gone, right? And I want to lose some weight because I got this, addiction to eating, overeating, eating yummy things and eating them at night when I'm not even hungry. And the fear is not there to slap me in the face and put me into gear. That's a bit challenging because I don't have fear. So I'm like, ah, fuck it. I'll just eat a fucking sandwich. I know I should be feeling the shadow stuff. I should feeling what's behind there. What should I be? Yeah, okay, I'll do that for 2 minutes. I feel nothing. Fuck it. This sandwich is looking good, right? No fear. There's no fear to drive me and go, listen, no, but fuck you better. You go or you're gonna fucking right? If I had the fear kicking my ass still, you bet I'd be on it. Like I used to be, very disciplined. Before this journey, I was the laziest guy in the world. I did nothing. And if I did something, it would last a week and I'd give up. Whatever. Right? That's why the fear was such a huge part. And it is, think of it as a gift. Think about this whole thing as a gift, but think of it as a really good tool that you need to push you through this journey. If you harness that fear, it'll get you, it'll whip your ass into shape, like doing the work, right? So maybe if I can get some fear in me, it can help me with the shadow work when it comes to why I overeat. And I already got an idea why, right? But I want to. That's not enough. I got to feel what's behind there. See what's. So this is my next level experiment, right? Reading up about Jung and seeing what's behind some of the things that I do. And I do. I started to question some things like, why do I do this? Why am I over here saying this? Or why am I still people pleasing here and there? I think I do people please a little bit still. Yeah, what's this habit? Why do I do this thing over here still? What's the problem with that? Where did that start? Oh, it started 20 years ago. Well, why did I do that? Oh, fuck, that's interesting. Shit. Okay, you know what? I'm going to stop doing that now. So I have been noticing things and changing them, which is fucking cool, which is crazy, right? Past relationship traumas, you could say, where it starts to get you to create these habits or feelings of being insecure, right? That I drag that on from relationship to relationship. Insecurity. What else? Not thinking that I'm enough. I never thought I was like that. I was like, oh, I've got confidence. I never felt like that. I know other people do, right? But I guess I got some of that too. And I'm seeing that now, and I've made some of those changes, and it's crazy. When you allow this stuff, you feel uncomfortable, it lingers, and then it goes away. And it no longer, you're not stuck in this prison of it. It doesn't control you anymore, which is freeing. Especially with like relationship stuff from the past, right? And the insecurities, when they start to lift, it's like, well, fuck. Okay, I'm not a slave to this alarm anymore. Because that's what I noticed throughout this journey. We become slaves to these alarms, these core beliefs. And then when you turn off these alarms, because they naturally do by themselves without having to force them, you don't become a slave to these orbs of alarms. They're gone now, and then it's like, well, what now? Shit. I got freedom. What am I going to do with that freedom? What do I want to, I don't know. What do I want to do? Right? What am I going to do? I don't know. Anyway, I went off left field a little bit. Is anybody feeling the retrograde? Please let me know. It's been 5 minutes since you looked down at me. I'm going to say hi to some peeps. I haven't worked out in 2 days. I just started working out 3 weeks ago, and I went to the farm, and I've been slacking a little bit. So I'm going to get back to it today. Today. Hello, the Grim Wolf. Hey, computer fast repair. What's going on? Good to see ya. Good this. Do you allow the fear and doubt, or do you relax into it and not let it overtake you? So here's the thing. You can't relax into it. Good luck. We're human, right? That's not going to work. You can't be neutral to it, right? Try it. This is the thing. Try this shit out. The answer will come to you and you'll see, right? So go, all right, so I'm going to allow this thing. So I'm going to try to be neutral. I don't care. This isn't bugging me. Does it bug you though? Yeah. Okay, there's your answer. And that's okay. You can't force yourself to be, what was it, indifferent, neutral, relaxed, right? You will build that over time. The win, just in the beginning, you know what the win is? Doing this instead of doing this. So, what's the opposite of allowing? It's um, resisting, avoiding, distracting, fixing, analyzing, trying to get rid of. Okay, that makes sense. So we don't want to do those things. So if you're not doing those things and you're at least going right, if you're going like this, ah, ah, right, that will just resist. What you resist persists. So think of it. Think of me going ah. What you resist persists. Ah, right. Think of me doing that. And the opposite of that is uh, uh, right. You're still white knuckling a little bit. I know the rules say don't white knuckle, don't survive, be indifferent. Yeah, I know. You'll get there eventually. But for now, at least we're going, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, 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 right? You're allowing. You're trying your best. Okie dokie, artichoke. Let's see what. Please like, share, and subscribe. And what else is going to say? Yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. I noticed that 80% of my viewers aren't even subscribed. So imagine how many people would be subscribed if people subscribed. I don't know if you know if that makes sense. Hi from Southern California. Southern California, that's near Mexico, near Arizona. Beautiful. I'm having a hard time with everyday fear and anxiety in my body. I'm always scared it's going to take me out. Right. I get mad at how much I am scared. How to allow? Well, first, just allow it to do its thing, right? Instead of trying to rush it out the door and make it stop, because what it sounds like is that you're trying to make it stop, right? And you're worried that it's going to take you out, so you have to control it so it doesn't take you out. Instead, allow it to take you out, but then engage. Go, yeah, if you're going to take me out, let's go, let's do it. And I'm going to feel this fear. We're going to let you do what you do, okay? But you know what? I got to go get some taco meat, so come with me. So you have like a sweet spot, 30 seconds, 3 minutes, right? Feel that feeling of, it's going to take me out. It's going to take me out. Okay. Feel it right here. Okay, let's go in the car. We got to go get some taco meat. Come with me, right? And you do it again after you get out of the car or you're done parking, right? You sit in the car. Okay, it's going to take me out. Where are you? Come on, Lemby. Where are you? Send it to me. Okay, there. Oh, okay, we're going to get taco meat. Let's do it in the grocery store aisle. So you're looking at the can. Pretend you're looking at a can of beans, right? People are around you. You're worried that they're judging you. They know that you're. They don't know. But anyway, right? You're in the aisle. Go. All right, Lemby. Take me out right here. Take me out right here. Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna buy this can. We're gonna go to the longest lineup, not the shortest, the longest. And then after we went through that lineup, we're gonna walk around the parking lot into my car. We're not gonna run to my car. So these little things, you try to stretch it out a little bit. It takes time. It's a bit of a learning curve. It takes time. You'll get better at it. Water drop sound. I could probably do a better one. Wait. Oh. Ah. Or, yeah, I used to be able to go. I can't. Please don't forget to share and subscribe and like. You know what? Like it and unlike it just to like it again. Fuck it. Let's see what happens. Why does a beer or CBD reduce symptoms? Probably because it's relaxing the nervous system a bit, but we're not getting to the root. We're bypassing. So it's like a lot of what, activating the vagus nerve, right? Or doing certain type of breathing or managing. Some people have these managing tools that they use, drinking alcohol or CBD, it calms the system down a bit, but the programming is still there. Once, it's processed, the alcohol is processed, you're running that old program and it goes right back to where it was, right? So that's the reason. But the thing is, if you need it here and there, I don't think drinking alcohol is a good idea, because then it's something that can get off the rails really quickly. But other coping mechanisms, if you need them here and there in the beginning, use them. But eventually, we got to stop avoiding them and allowing what's behind them and feeling that discomfort. So you got to get comfortable with the discomfort so you can get discomfortable. That sounded like Kermit the Frog. You got hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, Kermit the Frog here. You have to get comfortable in the discomfort so you can be discomfortable, right, Piggy? So there you go. That's a t-shirt. All right, Helmut. I'm also dealing with alarms. It's getting worse at the moment because I'm allowing. Good. It's a good opportunity to get uncomfortable. The recent vid of Daniel made me scared allowing what, yeah, because he doesn't know what he's talking about. And you know what he did? He was trying to feel relevant because it seems like he's getting angry that he's putting all this work in. He's not getting the traction that he wants. I think he's still dealing with some things that he's not talking about. You can see he's very insecure. I've worked with him a little bit. He threw me under the bus, so now I don't care, right? I tried to help him out, and he took a stab at me, which I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing that, man? I thought you were a cool guy. I guess not. So I've heard some things that I was disappointed about, and it's you know what? I keep getting disappointed, right? People I thought were cool just keep fucking showing me another side that I'm like, what? Another one bites the dust, right? I like Simona, she's amazing. Vanessa, right? Amazing. Scott, fucking nicest guy in the world, fucking great guy. I like Prusak, really nice guy, right? A couple other people that I'm sure I missed, but you know what? Every other day I keep being, I'm like, what? Another asshole. What the hell, man? Like, fuck. Is there anybody out there that's solid? Right? Fuck. Anyway, yeah, don't listen to him. He's trying to make himself relevant. And he's what you know what he did? He said a lot of the things that weren't true. He's like, well, this happens, and you go through a honeymoon phase, and what they're doing is this, and this. I'm like, well, we're not doing that. That's not true. You're fucking full of shit. You're lying. So yeah, and and I'll tell you the answers, but you got to join my program, right? I'll tell you everything, but the answer. So you got to join my program. With us, check out. We got 500 videos. We tell you everything. We tell you all the secrets. We tell you everything, right? We don't hold shit back. I think that's the point. Why hold shit back? Why are you holding shit back? Tell everybody. Tell them. Tell them now. Yep. This is normal. When you allow, it comes up. You're literally opening up something, right? Instead of bypassing, going, well, I can't feel that. That's too much. It's going to give me symptoms. So let's just not. Okay, that's good. I didn't because I feel. But you're always going to be managing, right? You're always managing. We don't want to just manage. Eventually, you got to go. Okay, do I want to get to the root? Do I want to have 1,000% freedom? Do I want to be able to eat all the foods without avoidance of any foods? Because sometimes people are like, yeah, just avoid histamines and there you go, you're cured. Oh yeah, just avoid like everything that's toxic around this planet. So you got to avoid everything. Pick your poison. Everything's poisonous. We got to avoid everything. We got to be in a little box, right? If you want to get to the root, you got to open that door, right? And feel like this. And some people don't want to, right? Allowing for for the longest time, I've noticed people think just because you find the missing key that you're supposed to get relief. It's like a light switch is supposed to turn off. That doesn't even make sense, right? But I did think that too. I was like, okay, I'm allowing. Here we go. I'm allowing. Where's that? Why isn't everything stopping? Right? And then here's another thing. If you're fully allowing, you don't look to see if it's gone. Are you gone? Right? Are you looking for the liger? Well, then obviously we're not allowing fully. So, we want to allow with no strings attached. No small print, right? So So I try to paint the picture that this journey, just because you're doing the allowing, it's just another piece of the big puzzle that we're implementing. But it's the missing piece that nobody else really is doing. And that was my missing piece. And I noticed that a lot of people that recovered, that was their missing piece. And that a lot of people that aren't recovered, that's the missing piece they need. And I've seen a lot of, I've been in the community, maybe only 5 years, right? But if it's second by second by second, it adds up, right? And you've been in the programs with people in communities, right? You learn from them. Plus, you learn from people that have recovered. You learn from them. Plus, the programs you take. Plus, you're right. It's a lot of experience dealing with people, seeing them, and seeing patterns. And you're gonna see it too. You probably already have, right? It just more synchronicities, more synchronicities. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's hard. Yes, it's difficult. Yeah, the allowing was a missing piece. Yeah, just letting it be there without resisting it. Yeah, because what's the other version? Avoiding. That's a ticking time bomb. And sometimes people need to go that route to experience it so that the allowing makes sense. Okay. And you know what would be unfortunate? Because somebody wanted to put fear into allowing. What is allowing? Is it something? The shit that you're doing is not dangerous, right? Think of it this way. Remember the old shit that we used to do, go down rabbit holes that were dangerous? Like trying to heal the gut, all these different mechanisms that we use, different supplements, half of them are dangerous. The Candida kill protocol, right? Using these, well, you have an overgrowth of yeast, so we got to take these specialized antibiotic pills that only get released here and not here. The elemental diet, well, what you do is, right, all these crazy dangerous protocols that we've tried or you've heard of, right? Those are dangerous. And the belief systems, right? What else is dangerous? These Facebook groups where they talk about all the things you got to do, and they take away all the, they make you doubt and think that you're living this reality that is so toxic you're never going to get better. You're a special case. Isn't that dangerous? Right? That puts you in a survival state. The brain sees it as dangerous, right? That's dangerous. Now, what are the pillars? Visuals, not dangerous. Allow and engage, not dangerous. Raise your mood, feel good, right? Raising your mood, dance, laugh a little bit, not dangerous. What else? Being aware of old behavior patterns, right? Trying to do better, try not to catastrophize, right? That's not dangerous at all. If anything, that's the opposite. All this stuff's the opposite. Exposure in stages, right? In the beginning, you're doing exposure enough as it is. So that's right. Everything's exposure, right? Preparation, being prepared, buying a calendar, right? Going, okay, I'm going to do this thing. I'll have a meeting with myself. I'm going to set some goals. Not dangerous. Routine. Having a set routine, right? It's the lighthouse. It's a lighthouse when you're lost at sea. There's nothing dangerous about that. Movement in nature, walking in nature, looking at a fucking cardinal, going, oh man, look at how beautiful that fucking bird is. It's red. It's got a beautiful chirp, right? And look at it. Listen to the sound of the blue jay, right? The sound. It's not a very nice sound. When the blue jay calls, it's not nice, right? But I love that. It's so beautiful. Is that dangerous? No. So when somebody's trying to make something and put fear into you, that's when you got to question them and go, what are their tactics? Are they doing that so they get more views? Are they doing that because they need more sales? Are they doing that to make themselves seem more relevant? Right? That's like 10 fingers right there. So also be aware of people that don't know what they're talking about because they haven't experienced it. That's another one. And I see this a lot. People putting out fear campaigns where they'll talk about if you're not doing. I know you guys already hear me talk about this 10 times. I'll make this 11th time. When people say if you're not acting the vagus nerve, if you're not activating it, you're not on the way to recovery. So you're not on the way. You won't heal. But at the bottom in the comments, write down release, and I'll give you the free blah, 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 so I can upsell you. I got your email so that I can sell you the blah, 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 blah. Because how did I do it? I put out a fear campaign, made you scared. See, somebody in the comments was scared already, and it drags you in. Cha-ching, sales, right? It happened to me. Many times, I know what it's like, right? It happened to me. I'd be scrolling on and I'd see somebody say, listen, if you're not doing this right here, no, actually, you know what they would first say? They'd say, are you feeling this and this and this? Right? Because they know, because they've been through it and they recovered. So they'll say, are you feeling brain fog? I'm feeling derealization. Do you have like OCD looping thoughts? I'm like, oh, fuck, that's me. Okay. What you have, are you doing this though? Oh, you're not doing that. See, that's why you're stuck. And the thing is, you will not recover. Not recover. You will be stuck. You will die. Right? Not that bad, but you know what I mean. And then you're like, what is it? Oh my god, what is it? Release. Okay, give me the. Right? Don't worry, we'll DM you. It's a new program. It's beautiful. Blah, 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 right? They know, they know, because they've been there, that somebody could talk about something, you're going to latch onto it. The brain's like, we got to do that. Right? If you were to scroll on, somebody would say, your mitochondria, do you feel anxious, OCD looping thoughts? Do you have skin issues? Do you have heart palpitations? Oh my God, yeah. It's mold. We have the mold detox kit for you that we can just, right? So you're like, oh shit, this is it. This is it. Oh my God, I just got to get it. Oh my God, this is before it's too late. Before this stays forever. Before fear, 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 fear. Don't fall for it. You will fall for I fell for it. Right? Actually, maybe you should fall for it. Fall for it because that's how we learn. Right? I can tell you. And you can kind of go, okay, yeah, I see that. Red flag. Keep going. Ta-da, you made it. But sometimes it's good to go down the rabbit hole. Because I notice there's people that I'm working with now that I worked with before that got sucked into a rabbit hole and now they're back and now they're more committed than ever. Right? And it's going to serve them. That rabbit hole of bullshit didn't work. Right? That's going to push you forward with the right shit. Plus, you're going to find out. Doing the work, the everyday work, you're going to find out. Plus, me trying to tell you ahead of time what to expect. Oh, yeah, it's going to be shitty here. Expect this to go crazy. The doubt, yeah, it's going to get you here. And over here, yeah, that's going to feel weird. Around that 8th month, 10th month mark, you're going to feel like you're going crazy. Yeah, because you're allowing more, right? So that it's got to get your attention because you've built indifference to the symptom over here. Now you're indifferent to that symptom. The brain's got to get your attention, right? It's like, how do we get their attention? Okay, we got to get them somewhere. We're running out of supply of getting their attention. We had a lot of supply before, but he turned that alarm off. So how are we going to get his attention? How about, I don't know, OCD looping thoughts? Let's see if we can get him. Got him. How about make his calves sore? Why? That wouldn't scare me. Might not scare you. Might scare him. No, try it. Shit, he's freaking out because he thinks he's got ALS. Holy shit. Give him some twitching. Light twitching. It doesn't hurt. Right over here. A little bit of twitch. Make his eye twitch a little bit. Here and here. Nothing. We don't have to go crazy here. We don't have to give him gut pain. Give him a little bit of twitching here. A little bit of twitching. Oh my God, that's working so good. He's like totally fucked for a month about it. Right? That's how he gets your attention. And this is the journey. Saudi. How hot is it in the Saudi Celsius now? I'm going to guess 47 Celsius. Tell me. Tell me now. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up soon. This has been fun. Today feels like Sunday. I'm going to go live tomorrow. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. Love you guys. Thanks for the support. And is there something I'm forgetting? Something I wanted to say, but I'm forgetting. That's okay. I'll just talk about it tomorrow. All right, guys. Get out there. Get uncomfortable. Get comfortable in the discomfort. Right? Get